right away. I'm a silverboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Roll on till I'm 6 feet. Prepare for a long repeat. Right away. I'm a silverboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Roll on till I'm 6 feet. Prepare for a long repeat. Strong, we're talking for a long repeat. Gotta count up and up and down. Picture going about 100 miles. Gotta can't miss now. Standing tall with it always on go. People need a pin pal. PO said slow down, so I come away when I skip town. 16 was on the age, there's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They think I was underpaid, said true, but I know 10 times. I mean like a man, even if your eyes cocked, I'm there too. Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a problem. Don't be worried about what's wrong, dude. Do you and I'ma do I. Third boy got a paint job with a clear coat and the fall guy. The girlfriend nigga to the beat, I'm a fresh meat, no big five. Give me win and Beyonce, put a ring on it in a lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee, but I'm shooting three. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chorus hit. Violins in a bell tip. Open up, let me splash in, brother. I'm a silverboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Until I'm 6 feet. Prepare for a long repeat. I right away. I'm a silverboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Hold on till I'm 6 feet. Prepare for a long repeat. Second round in the fight, some way right. Got it through my work. Walking through the air, no night flight. There was some people, so I got one life to live. And I put 15 on all the hit the ground. Running ready, that's the use. I ain't bugging. Don't like 2 finger signs so far, I can't be caught. 19 is crunch time, and I send it home like a walk-off. AMG on steroids, there's a flex muscle with a nightmare. Coming full force, no one, just know I don't fight fair. No flight, no flight fair. Hot rounds out of hot barrel. Put the mic in the head, locking for them. Tap, 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 tap there. Short LCPR. What the hell are hitting me for? To go to the water with them up. Time for you a lifeguard. I'm an old damn lifeguard. Been there with a wish sharp. Light show me what's hard. Get skatebooks and I count cards. Play my hand for the W. Time told me about who is who. They be on this, who is who. I'm on the surfboard. I'm coming through.
What up, what up, what up, what up, good people? This is your boy, Mr. Know-It-All, and it's Hood Talk, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella, ready to get the show started. You doing all right?
Yes, I'm good. How about you? You good over there?
Yeah, I was sitting up there looking for something. I don't know what I was looking for, but I'm looking for something.
Okay.
Yes, Well, go on, tell them what the show about so we can get this thing cracking.
Drag-a-leg. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube and Mr. Know-It-All on Facebook. One other great thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. Just do that for us. But we want to get started on this subject tonight. We want to talk about the good subject of parenting. You ready for it?
Yep, out of there.
So we want to know, are we doing a good job raising our kids, children? Are we doing a good job in doing that? Can our children make it without us? So are we putting them in a place where we're raising them, to be good children and handle life? And can they make it if we're not here today? So we're gone tomorrow. Will our children be able to survive? So we want to talk about that. So we're going to talk about some things, that we probably need to not do or to do so that we can be preparing our kids for our life.
Yeah, I'm sitting up. Putting up a little questionnaire thing.
Okay. Oh
Well,
my gosh. Oh my God.
bam.
Let me know when you're back with us.
You said what?
Let us know when you're back with us.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I just had to put the little poll up. You know, I got some new stuff going on.
All
So you see it
right.
up.
All right.
Look out
Come
now.
on.
Oh, boy, getting out kind of look out now.
I see. I see.
Oh, see, he
Got
wasn't
the
expecting me to.
question.
He wasn't expecting me to throw that out there, didn't
You doing your thing.
he? Hey, just put a little poll out there and all that old type of stuff. Make folks be able to see what's going on around this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I probably should have put it. Let me see.
And also, before we get started, we've included in the comments. If you care to join this live to verbally speak your opinion, you're welcome to. The information is in the comment. All you have to do is click on it. If you want to show your face, you can. If you don't, it's fine. Be a part of the show. Share your opinion. Do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to learn some new stuff around this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do your thing.
Well, let's get into it then. Tell me something. Ask me a question. Let's go.
So, do you think most of us are doing a good job in raising our children?
Hell no. You want me to be honest? I'm just saying. If you want me to be honest, I got to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
So, if something happened to most of the parents, can the children make it without us being around?
I really do think mine could, because even though I play and I feel like, you know, sometimes we don't do a good job of raising them. I think I did a good job of putting the right stuff in her. You know what I'm saying? The right
Okay.
the right stuff to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, I think yeah, I think we got I think we I think a lot of parents are trying to do their best, but I think what it is that tough love. We threw it out the window somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, and I want people to Google this up. You know what I'm saying? Because people always say, you know, when I refer us as animals, they be like, we are animals. Yes, we are. Google it up. Can you Google it up right quick so I can put it on the screen to let people know that humans are animals? Because a lot of people feel like I be lying a lot, because a lot of people scared to look up the truth. You know, scared to, know that we nurse just like animals. We got breastfeed and milk come out our what's name. We got hair on our body. All these characteristics we got the same as other animals. Sometimes we just a smarter type animal here and there. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is we have through the old school way out the book. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem sometimes. We threw the old way out the book.
Can
There it
you see
is.
it?
There it is. Yes. Humans are scientifically considered animals. So everybody who thought they were gonna jump on here and say, we ain't animals, we ain't animals. There's a lot of things that you think we ain't that we are. And that's the problem sometimes. Sometimes we don't like to hear facts because sometimes that lie feels so good to us. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
This is one of the main reasons right there.
yeah, we mammals. Yeah. And I try to tell people out there, we animals. We always try to make ourselves feel like, oh no, we not animals. This is my intelligence. I'm so intelligent. I can't be an animal. But all animals communicate. Just because we don't know their language and all that, all of them communicate just like we communicate in different languages and all that. They do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sometimes we just got to, confess up on some stuff. He does say, what? He said, y'all clowning now. What did he say? Voice and video. Yup. And then I throw up that little pole thing now. Bam, so you know what I'm saying? You can throw your little pole out there, all that old type of stuff, you know. So I'm just, I'm show out a little bit, here and there, this and that. But let's get the show started. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff and all that good stuff. We're gonna put up polls from time to time, let people know what's going on. But I think we done got where how we was raised, we kind of fearful of raising our children like that because we scared our children ain't gonna like us. We so busy worried about the kids liking us than worried about raising a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
See, we so worried about them, hey, them loving us and all that stuff that we don't want to put the right stuff in them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be like, no, that's a no right there. We don't want to say no to the child. All this old kind of stuff. It's so much stuff that you don't want to do, but you don't realize all these things are saving a child's life when when you put discipline in a child, you save their life. You make them not cross their street. It's just like a dog. When you training a dog, and if you train a dog good, that dog will stay with you 20, 30 years, this and that, because it don't do dumb stuff. Because like if that dog go out the house, if it's properly trained, it ain't gonna run in the middle of the street. It ain't gonna go crazy and all that. You can call him one time, he turn around and come back. He ain't gonna keep chasing after a cat and all this old kind of stuff that get dogs and everything killed. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing when you raising your child. If you don't raise your child right, and the child get out here in these streets and think he's something else than what he is, people get out here in the streets and they think they invincible, heart Superman. And sometimes that happen because they might be them bought the right gun and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they will buy something and then, oh, I got this. Oh, I'm a bad. Oh yeah, don't mess with me. You know what I'm saying? And don't realize that that's just a trick that the man got you thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that this is actually working. You know what I'm saying? A trick that's actually working. And got you confused or really thinking, man, what's going on? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But put down the next subject right quick, and let's get into it like that.
Okay. The reason why we're saying that maybe we're not doing a good job of raising our children and can our children make without us because there's too much distraction, like not enough presence or engagement. We can't be mentally checked out. A lot of times, us as parents, we may have so much going on in our lives, are distracted by this and that, even social media. Being a part of those things, we check out from our children and we don't know the engagement that is needed for them until something happened. And we're like, I should have done, I could have done, So too much distraction we have.
And I can tell you another thing that we do. Sometimes we put a lot of things in front of our children. We put church, we put little program stuff that we want to do personally, and we don't see our child over here begging for attention, begging for that neediest, asking you questions, wondering why you want to talk to them. You know what I'm saying, and something like that. Because I remember being a child trying to talk to my parents, and my parents didn't have you know um I would say anytime I wanted to talk to my dad, he was ready to talk to us, man. Anytime I talked to my mom, if it wasn't about homework, cleaning my room, what time I need to be inside or outside or something like that, or did I do my homework? Other than that, we never talked about life. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going through personally. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was just it was lines drawn with what you did not do and all that, but it wasn't no
Right.
uh, discipline. No, you don't need to do this. Sit back and talk to me. What's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, you know, mom at one time was thinking I was on drugs. And I don't think my mama did because she was a nurse. She thought about just giving me a drug test or something like that. So it's things that a mother would do to try to see what's going on. But the conversation that a young man need or whatever is sometimes missing. You know, we don't look at that part of it, the conversation that children need between Obama and what's name. You know, it's easy to throw somebody at your house or just don't listen to nobody, this and that. That's why I have a lot of respect for my boy and people that they might disagree with me. They sit down and talk to me about it. You know what I'm saying? When somebody disagree with you and then they don't want to talk about it, that's because they don't know much about it. Because a person that knows something, they willing to talk about it. One thing I remember a while back, I had a couple of uncles that was preachers. And one thing I noticed about it, I could tell when I'm talking to a preacher that's scared of the word or scared of what he know. And I can tell when I'm talking to a preacher that's very, really confident in everything he know and every comeback he is ready to come back and battle you on. The preachers I have most respect for, they never bagged out of a conversation. They never what's name. The ones that I got a problem with is the ones that you know I don't want to talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like once you sit up there and you say, I don't want to talk no more about it no more, I don't want to carry on the conversation, you then to me lose that conversation. It don't matter how smart you think you are or anything, you lose that conversation because you are a person that gives up. You don't go the extra mile to get your point across. And that's why some people get mad at certain men and certain things on how they talk and stuff like that, because some people give up on conversations and they get mad because the conversation ain't going their way and they won't stand firm on their beliefs. See, when you ain't got a foundation to stand on, it's easy to disrupt people. Joker say a couple of words and throw you off and all this kind of stuff, because you shaky, grounded on your foundation. When you are firmly on a good foundation, you're not shaky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you really know what you know, that's why I always tell people, I try not to talk about, I try not to get in depth or talk a lot of mess about stuff I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? People know when I don't know nothing, because I say it again. You know, I'm listening to them because I know I don't know much about it, but I'm willing to open my ears and and learn. But I think sometimes when people talk to you, and even though they don't know much about it, they will try to combat you, and then it'll get ugly, because they'll get to, when you get to calling people names and this and that means you don't know much about it. You really don't care much, research, and then you really just want to just throw so much. You know how they say you throw so much shit on a person, you just hopefully it's gonna make them smell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's all you want to do is throw shit on them. You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about something, or you going in bad on somebody and you really don't know what you're talking about, I don't have much respect for that, because if I ask you a question and now the conversation over with, because I asked you a question, you can ask me. I done seen people ask me 5 questions, and you turn around and ask them one. I don't want to talk about it no more. I know they don't. You know, I done dealt with that. You know, just with my mom. Like, I've been in so many deep conversations and learned and Google, you know, like they used to call me at the barbershop, Google King and all kind of stuff. I done been in so many deep conversations that I go back and forth with, and it's with white people, what's name? I done been with all kind of people. I done been in rooms with straight racists. I mean, and was able to hold a conversation with them, because as long as you know what you're talking about and they know what they talking about, if you willing to hear their side and they listen to your side, you can have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
See, the weak people, the people that run from conversation. You know, when people talk about, oh, I ain't talking to that motherfucker. You scared. You really scared. You scared to hold a conversation because you scared that you might lose the conversation. You might not know. There's a lot of people that don't want to hold conversation with Putin because Putin's smart. He talked that mess, but Putin's smart. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the North Korean dude. He all right. Because him and Dennis Rodman best friends, so I don't know what to say about this. But no, I'm for real. Dennis Rodman was the first American to go over there and just straight up just talk to the North Korean dude like that. He loved Michael Jordan, but the closest he can get to Michael Jordan is having conversation with Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So he used to fight Dennis Rodman over there a couple of times. You can do it. I done seen the interviews and everything. You can Google it up and all that. But what I'm trying to say is, when people out here scared to have a conversation, if you scared to have a conversation with your child, how your child gonna learn? And that's when it all boils down to. How your child gonna learn something? What's up, Rita, up in his house, up in this thing? Sorry it took so long. Oh, okay. But you feel what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to have them. You know, there's a lot of things, what they call hard conversations, you know, that you don't want to have with certain people sometimes. Sometimes, you know, how people take them deep breaths and be like, oh, man, I got to talk to this person. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you scared to talk to somebody, or you don't want to, if you scared of questions coming back, that's because you know something in the wrong right there. When you sit down with somebody and you talk back and forth and you give them your what's name. They give you what they what's name. You go back and forth. That's what a conversation supposed to be about. But when one person asks a person what's name, then another person don't want to talk. And now you right, all that old type of shit because you don't want to answer no question. You know, you're a loser. You're losing the argument, and you don't want to battle no more because you know you you on the wrong side of the law right now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't. A lot of people know it, but they don't see it. You know. And I learned that a long time ago. I remember, having a teacher telling me, she one thing I admired about, a couple of my teachers back then. I remember I had a woman teacher. She said, I'm gonna tell you this. She said, every time I go home, every time I come to work, I'm gonna try to be the same person I was um, every day. I'm gonna try to be the same person every day, no matter what I'm going through in my life. I'm gonna try to show up and be the same person every day, and that's how I try to live my life. It don't matter what's going on, me personally. When I go out there in the world, I try to talk to everybody and be the same me every time I'm around everybody. It's no reason for me because I'm having a bad day, bring another person bad day down, this and that. And that's what we go through every day. We can have a bad day and bring our children day down. They could be having a great day. But we having a bad day. Now we taking it out on them. Now they having a bad day. And that's how it happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We just got to do better. Now let's get into this thing because this thing gonna be cooking. All right.
We try to be friends with our children
We can't.
instead of parents. Yeah, with our
We can't.
children. We can't try to be friends with our children. That's a mistake. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Get it right because they gonna swear down I did. No, I'm just
You did. We can't try to be friends with our children instead of parents. So we have to be the parent and not our kids' best friend. My child don't need to be calling me best friend. The
and
closest
then
friend we can be is social media.
yeah. I, and that's one thing I realized when I felt myself going the wrong way trying to raise my daughter. When I felt like at one time I was making her too spoiled. I was buying her Jordans. I was doing this, buying all the good stuff and this and that. And I said to myself, you really got to teach her how to value money. And I started coming back and trying to instill what I was taught into her. And sometimes we got to realize that we got to go back to the basics.
But I think
What's
once
up?
they start on,
Okay, my bad. What's up, Latasha up into his house? Yeah, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
I think when we start them on those Jordan, that ruins them. They want that kind of
Yeah,
shoe forever.
yeah.
I'm
And
a guilty parent of that. I'm a guilty parent of that.
yeah, I, I, I'm guilty of the kind of shit. I don't think I ever bought the Jordans for my daughter. I bought her pants and all kind of clothes and a lot of different stuff. But I was never a Jordan shopper, so I know I didn't buy her no Jordans. I think um
What
I
kind of
had I
shoes you
used to
bought?
I used to wear a lot of nice shoes, but I didn't. I don't think I might have had. I think my whole life I probably had about 4 pair of Jordan.
But we're talking about your daughter. What kind of shoes did you buy for her?
I really didn't buy her shoes
Oh, you
because
just real about clothes.
women go. women buy women's shoes, all those type of things. Last shoes I bought my daughter, I think about maybe prom or something. But I mean, other than that, back then I don't remember buying shoes. Like, you know how you go and she pick out something, you just get it. That's the type of person I was. It wasn't that I was like I picked out this, but I don't remember ever picking out Jordans for my child.
Mm.
I, nah, because back then I probably wouldn't even let her try to do $100, $200. Back then that was a lot of money for shoes back then, and I wouldn't have did that like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I think what she did, I had all the I had a lot of nice shoes. So she might have got her shoe fetish from me for liking shoes. You know what I'm saying? Just liking shoes. And then once she was able to buy shoes, she started buying them. So I can say that. But my daughter at this moment have a triple the amount of Jordans I got already. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She probably. I'm telling you, I might have three pair of Jordans. Period. My daughter probably got 30 pair or better. Just
We
tell me
talking
the
about
truth.
these young folks. We talking about these young folks. I'm sure she got more than 30 pair of Jordan.
I haven't seen her closet stacked up with shoes. Now she be like,
Yeah,
oh,
please.
yeah, she know all the names. See, that's why
Got the
I don't
years
have no
on it.
joy. All the names and stuff, I don't know nothing about none of that. You know that the F ones, two, threes, and
I
the
have a
latest
cousin.
one coming out. I don't know none of that. I promise.
I have a cousin that has shoe boxes that are like a bookshelf. He
Yeah.
got all the years and the names, label all his shoes. He got empty slots for whatever year. Each year he get the new pair. So he got empty slots for the years to come. Every color you
Not
probably want to name.
look, not
Some
gonna
people
never
just
do it.
into it. Some people are just into it, like that.
I
Some
love.
is
I'm gonna tell you, I love shoes, but I just didn't love Jordan. I like nice shoes, I dress shoes, and I go in the store and I say, "Ooh, I like them shoes." I don't say, "Ooh, them Jordans." You know what I'm saying? So
hmm
I think that's the difference between me. I was talking to my partner tonight, and I was just telling him we was talking about this whole subject, and I was telling him I just buy what I like because I know I'm gonna wear it. So that's a different way to look at something. I don't buy it because it's cheap, because I might not like it, and because it's cheap, I'm buying it, and then I'm like I hike with it, but I really don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I would rather buy something I like that I know that I'm gonna wear and I'm gonna feel good wearing it than to buy something. I'd rather have 5 pair of shoes that I really like than to have 20 that I'm okay with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that type of person. That might hit people different, but I mean, and I think that was like with jewelry and everything. I'd rather have like 5, 6, 7 pieces of jewelry that's pay out than to have 1,000 of motherfuckers and they won't even add up. But I want to even like them better than I like one pair of my jewelry. Ain't no reason to buy a bunch of jewelry out here that I don't like just because it's cheap. I'd rather have a couple of payals than a bunch of jewelry I just don't
and a
like.
bunch of no yals.
But what's up now? Um, oh yeah, and shouts out to my
Hey Nina.
partner here. One of my partners, he had surgery today. and it went successful. And he said he'll be back in
Wonderful.
the gym in 3 weeks. And what's up to my partner out there? If you're watching or whatever, he might be watching, but he don't get on there. You know what I mean? Yeah, he don't get on all that like that. But yeah, that part.
Pray for
But
your
shots out,
speedy recovery.
yeah, he'll be all right. Now I see him in the gym soon. Um. Oh, look out, Chantel eating it. His house up in this thing.
Hello.
What's going on with you? I
Hmm.
ain't seen you in a while. I be looking for you, be fussing at somebody on Facebook somewhere, but I ain't seen you in a little minute. But it's good to see you, boy. Oh, I forgot to tell me that which one next. I got some. Which one? Hit the next one.
I got you.
Yeah, I was finna. Yeah. Yeah.
You good? Okay. So, a healthy relationship is about partnership, not. Okay, wait a minute. Did you do that?
Uh-uh. I ain't did nothing. What's going on?
Is that
I
one
ain't,
for you? That may be
I ain't
back.
tell you said what?
Read that for me.
That might be a old one. Let me see something.
Hmm.
Hold on.
I think so. I'll go to the next one until you check that one out for me, okay?
Go ahead with that. That
Okay.
cool.
So we should keep the role of consistent discipline. Like when you discipline a child, be consistent with it so they can know and understand that this is the way it's going to go or it should go. When we have these out here, we give a little leeway. And that's when a little wrong come in, with the children, where the job turns bad.
Yeah. Chantel say I'm allergic to stupidity. So I've been on
Mhm.
that. I ain't boy, it's been a lot of I seen you in front of the I think in front of the police station having an interview or something out there. Um yeah, it's a lot been going on around here.
Somebody was sleeping in their bed and was shot.
Did you go back up or something?
We just did that. Some parents had it rough, so they swing too far the other way with the rules and accountability. Like, for instance, they say, I want my child to have everything I didn't. Sometimes, by them not having the things that you didn't have, would save their lives. Giving a child too much can really be harmful in some situations.
Yeah. And I think we all been a victim of that. We try to give them games. We try to do a lot of things. Keep them out the streets. Keep them in the house. We do a lot of things to keep our children safe. Does it work? Sometimes
Not
it
all
do,
the times. Yeah.
but sometimes I think sometimes when you protect the child, they not they don't get used to the society. Like I remember one person I knew, and they was homeschooling their kids. So then I was like, I think you should take them to regular public school than the homeschooling because really going to that school is more of being around people too,
Hmm.
learning learning behaviors of different people, and you have to get that interaction with people when you hide your children from other people, then your child don't when they get out there, he ain't gonna know how to react around other people, if
Hmm.
that make any sense. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying?
does.
A lot of people wonder how their kids are antisocial, anti this, anti. You made them like that.
Yeah, by
They didn't make
sheltering them.
sheltering them, keeping them away from people, not making them interact with other people. Then got them closed in, and then they don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to react to people, and then they reacting like you. See, a woman can walk around
Emotionally.
emotionally and act emotionally and say all kind of stuff that she want to say, and the best that she might do is get cut or fight. But if a dude come at another dude like that, he could be over with just that easy. Come on with it,
Yeah.
she said.
My grandmother used to say, if your kids like you, it's something you are not doing right. But when they don't like you, that is when you are on the right track.
And I agree with that. I agree with that
It's a way to
because
look at it.
a lot of people don't realize your job ain't to make the kids like you. Is to make the kids understand life and consequence to their actions. You know, I put it like a way. I'm gonna put it in another way that people get it. I remember, you know, I be around the kids and stuff like that, but sometimes we got to realize like when them kids do stuff like hit you in the face or do certain things that they know they shouldn't be doing, and you straighten them right then, you know, sometimes we get to that point with like, you know, mothers, they don't want to, mothers, grandma, they don't want to see that child hurt in any kind of way or any kind of retribution. But you would rather for them to have retribution now than to have 18 years of retribution in a jail cell or something because they made a mistake because they was emotional and they felt like they could do anything they want to do because when they react without thinking about consequences, that's dangerous. That's dangerous for a child to react to other people and don't think about what might happen back to him. So what you got to do is when they see me being a man, I know when a child or something hit me or do something wrong, I got to do something back to him so he'll know it's a reaction. For every action, it's a reaction. And if you don't understand that, then that's when you lead your child down the wrong road because you let them know it's no consequences for this bad action, this bad way you acting or outward handling yourself. You know what I'm saying? See, right now it might seem petty, but later on, that right there give them 10 to 20 years, not knowing how to control themselves or not thinking about what might happen after I do this. See, what taught me a lesson about the streets is when I was young, when I used to be out in the streets and I used to be kind of raw, I wasn't thinking about the consequence because sometimes when you're young, you'd be like, I can do 10, I can do 6, I can do 2 years, I can do 5 years. You think crazy like that. But as you get older, you like, oh no, that's the wrong way to think. You feel me? And the people that keep on thinking like that is the people that keep going down that dark road. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Miss Wright said they need guidance. Chantel said, Amen. And she said, Amen again. And she said, facts on top of facts. Oh, okay. She said, rewarding bad behavior is the worst thing a parent can do. Wow. If you see your child do something that he know that's terribly wrong, or he doing something real wrong, and you don't get on him or show him that that was real wrong, you rewarding the behavior. That's what they say.
Right.
You see a child hit another person in the face, you like, ha, ha, ha. Nah, you rewarding the behavior. And when he go out there, he make that oops, that big old mistake. No, don't cry and holler and do all that because you did it without knowing. Sometimes people don't realize you raising a child so wrong until I'm gonna tell you another thing. I know people done heard this before. Man, I feel like my family cursed. Everything bad always happening. You got to think about how family moves. If family ain't moving right, if everybody moving like a thug and doing moving like this here, moving like they run the world like guns is God's will. As long as I got a gun, I can do whatever I want to and have certain kind of mentalities. You can't get mad. You can't get mad out here when you lose the thing that's closest to you that you love because you didn't teach them to stand down. You taught them to stand up. Instead of them, when they see something is greater than them bagging up and saying, oh, or running or whatever, you teach them, it don't matter what, I'm still, nah, That ain't raising a tough child. It's raising a dumb child. That he's willing to put everything on the line to try to get a win in. To not back down and all that old type of stuff. You ain't raised. See, it's one thing if you trying to raise a soldier. It's another thing if you trying to raise somebody that match and be out here in this world for a long period of time. It's easy to raise somebody to go to jail. It's easy. Just throw them out there. There you go. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to raise somebody that gonna think every time they get ready to do something. They get ready to hit you and they think, ooh, bad choice. Bad. You know what I'm saying? Like if a child hit his mama, grandma, daddy, anything like that, if he don't see nothing wrong with it, if he don't instantly hit you and take off running, he need to be really knowing he is scared as hell. He taking a chance when he hit you or whatever. He should be able to hit you and just take off soon as he hit you because he know he done fucked up. If he ain't got that mentality, you gonna get real disappointed on what you raise. Because he can hit you and stand right in front of you like ain't nothing happened and laugh at you and ha ha. That means you ain't putting it down. Come on. He said, where's the audio and video link? Is he talking about to get on the show? Put the link down there just in case. If he's talking about that. Yeah. All right, come on with it. What Jay said.
Okay, 1 second. Jay said correction begins with properly studying and wisely evaluating each child independently. The goal is punishment, and the purpose is advancing the child mentality to be able to diagnose speedily a situation to avoid further unwanted consequences. Break that down in hood talk for me.
Okay, I'm breaking down hood talk. Soon as that motherfucker hit me, hit him back, and he gonna know. Damn, I figured out that real quick. If I hit him, I'm gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So then he get to thinking, I shouldn't put hands on him because he gonna hit me back. He ain't the little fella I've been beating up down the street. As soon as I touch him, he gonna handle business. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we got to understand that. Chantel said, big facts up in this thing. Appreciate it. All right, come on with the next.
So, are we raising kids or are they raising us?
You go first on this.
Well, hey, when it comes to today's society, these parents are out here learning from their children. First, you see them, they start hanging out together, they doing TikToks together. They're teaching them their lifestyle. So parents are reverting to accommodate the children and not stay in a parent's place. I bear correction, but that's my view.
I can I can agree with that, but I think
There should be some type of separation.
the bad part about it is, and I was talking to my partner, but we didn't got so caught up in the hood culture that a lot of stuff we doing, we got to stop doing. We got to stop rolling up in front of kids. We got to stop all this heavy. Sometimes we gotta realize how to put the child to sleep, how to put the child in the other room, play with the kids or whatever. When we doing certain stuff, what you think about that?
I agree. There should be some level of separation. They don't need to have that exposure. You know, curiosity kills the cat. Then our habits revert to our children or their surroundings. So if this is what you're surrounding them with, yes, they'll pick up on those same habits and want to feel like that's the way to go, you know?
Chantel says she don't play in her household. And she said, "Preach, sister, preach."
Really? Is that what you're doing? Uh,
Come on with it.
So we can't be um we can't be the strong one. Okay, let me see. What is that? We can't be what then? I guess we can be strong, then work long hours, multiple jobs. That exhaustion can reduce patience and involvement at home.
Mm.
Yes, that we can be strong.
Break it down. What you mean?
Well, I think that that means, let me see. I don't think that's the right word.
I know what it means in a way.
Well,
It
I
means
you asked me. Let me answer.
oh, go ahead. Break it down.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, a lot of times we go and we work hard and do long hours and we kind of ignore the surroundings of even our children. We be so strong out from working these hours to make sure you can provide for your household till you ignore the child issue. A child may be having a problem at school, bullying, whatever, being reverted to the street, somebody trying to call them out, pull them that way. You know, if you don't sit down and talk to your child, have that time with them, how would you know, or not being involved in the child's life, know that what they're dealing with? Peer pressure is
Right.
real. Is real now in pre-K. You know, you hear little kids talking about my friend said do this and do that. Are they on social media? Social media said do this or do that. You know, you have to be involved and know what these children are faced against, or even what they're even thinking. They
Yeah.
mimic everything that they see. So it's good to have a conversation, you know, so you can know what's really going on.
And I agree with all that. I agree with all that. It just like you said, we got to be able to work, get off, and still be able to engage with the children and tell them what
Yeah.
to do and slow the world down for them where they will feel like they just ain't against just the world without no backup. Because a lot of kids feel like they going up against this world and they don't feel like they mama and daddy have they bag up and all
Or
that.
even
We
paying
got
any attention to them.
right. So you got to pay attention to them and understand.
Yeah.
You know,
Chantel said those nonprofits and churches got to do something since they are getting the money. Not for long, but what they got, they should have been doing something already with it. They not getting it anymore, not right now.
Well, I think a lot of them. I think that's the problem. Like we've been, they've been paying the church and everybody that try to raise our children and tell them how to do it and this and that, and everybody been raising our children but us. That's the problem.
Yep.
Come on with it.
The logic might work with some, but if you incorrect evaluate that child, you could be pushing the child to anger. And if you teach a child that violence is the result of anger, they can jump to feel that violence in an acceptable cause, which could start a continual 360 habit of negative feelings and actions. That leads to one of the other comments we talked about, what we got listed to teach a child to have a little emotional control. Boys and girls, you don't have to react to everything and result to anger. If they have that conversation at home, and you logically tell them about the real and don't try to sugarcoat everything, we can teach our children to divert from what they're being taught or what they see outside of the home. But it got to start at home, though, first.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about the whole. Only thing I got pushed back on it is about the whole anger part. And I think I'm a little old school when it comes back because I think when I raised my child, I look at a child and I say, "You have no reason to be angry. You do not pay no bills. You do not shit. You don't even mow the yard right now. You don't do a lot of shit. All you do is handle your goddamn room and do your homework. Man, don't come up here talking about you angry." And see, that's the problem. Like sometimes we don't know, sometimes, like I said, and that's why I said about one of them subjects about we raising them soft because back then we wasn't worried about a child getting angry. You ever heard of an old school mother talking about, you mad? Oh, I'm sorry I made you angry. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you get to that point of am I raising him as a parent or as I'm trying to be his friend? Because as a child get angry because you don't let them stay out long enough. Or you don't let them go to that party. Or you don't let them have that drink or do this, get their ear pierced, get them a tattoo and all this other stuff before they get 18 or whatever. It's a lot of things. They go in the store in a child. And I'm gonna tell you, I done been in stores with plenty of children, and guess what they say when they in the store? They're right there. I want that. 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 And if you gave a child everything you want, you might well put the grocery store on your back walking out of that thing. So when you think about a child getting angry, that happens every day, all day. You need to get your child used to being angry or used to not having everything that he wants.
Well, I can understand what you're talking about in that sense. That's a little sense of spoil. I'm speaking of the anger, like this child may be huddling some type of personal thing within themselves. Dealing with peer pressure, dealing with life situations, that a lot of people these days, children, they don't talk about things. They don't talk about things to their family or their parents about what they're dealing with in life at school or whatever. They'll find somebody out in the street that will be a listening ear more than parents are these days. They feel
You
like
know,
they talk to their parents about that. They go outside and talk. And then this stuff like that, that's where that anger come in because you don't feel like I can talk to my parent because time they do something wrong, the parent like, no, 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 no. And beep, 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 beep. I'm gonna do this,
I
I'm gonna do
think
this.
I think that's a problem When you
it
can't
goes on
actually
both
talk
sides.
to when you can't talk to your child, see, parents that talk to
Your
their
child
children all
can't
the
talk to you.
if you talk to your child, I understand all that. See, my child always been able to talk to me, and I always been able to talk to my. I always told my child, I said, "Baby, I'm gonna tell you stuff all your life. Sometimes I might be right, sometimes I might be wrong, but I'm gonna try to tell you the best thing that I know. I'm not gonna try to lead you wrong." See, that's what a child got to know. I'm not doing this to lead you wrong. When I tell you can't go to that party, that's because I kind of know what goes on a party. I know what time this party talking about starting late, this and that. I'm analyzing all of this, and all you thinking about is going to the party. Everybody gonna be there or whatever, whatever. And I'm thinking about everything else that might happen, that could happen. So a person being mad at me, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about taking care of my child, making sure my child come home every night. And hopefully at the end of the day, my child will understand that the way I teach you is the reason you still around. See, let me tell you something. When when animals out there in the wild hunt and they learning how to hunt, lions, cats, all this other stuff. They play rough. They do this. They learn how to hide. They learn how to sneak up on things. They learn animal instincts, all kind of stuff that got to be taught by a parent that actually knows. A child can't teach another child how to do this thing. A person that only done this can teach a child how to do this. So when you don't teach your child the rest, that's how your child end up on drugs. That's how your child end up out here racing and doing this and doing all kind of stuff, not caring about life, running lights, running around here. That's why this thing like this around him, because none of them have an element of fear or element of what gonna happen next after this. These kids will get pulled over by the police and start pulling out their cameras and knowing the first thing you tell your children to do is don't move, be still, listen to the officer's command and stuff like that. So if you don't beat into their head early, they're gonna make that fatal one flaw out there in the field and not gonna make it home. Not gonna make it home because that one flaw you didn't up into them. And I'm sorry to say it like that. But men know different than women do because you know what? Men been pulled over all our life and we've been right there on the edge of it, not knowing what to do or being on the edge or maybe not even making it home.
Mm.
And women don't understand it. Every time a man walks out the door, if he over 10 or 11, every time he walk out the door, it's a possibility he might not make it back. And you got to learn him the skills to get him make it back home.
Yep.
And sometimes that ain't all sweet.
Yep,
You know
let's
what I'm
catch
saying?
up. Yep.
All right, come on with it.
Just say they may be better off because most of us are fed up.
Fucked up. Okay, come on. All right. Come
I need
on.
to say that part.
All right.
Chantel said the kids are hurt, the parents are hurt, the grandparents are hurt. Hurt people hurt people.
There it is.
The kids are hurt.
Go ahead.
Hurt people. Don't even hug each other no more. No.
All right. Come on.
Chantel, the JPD chief addressed your questions today, but she avoided truly answering your question today. Really like what you asked. Okay, I got to go back and see. I saw that live today. Well said, Facebook friend. That's what's up. Facts. They don't have no respect for nobody. Okay, Jason, never forget that you was a child. Remember that we dealt with issues since day one. The purpose is growth. It's okay to have problems, but it is great to have a child to properly evaluate an unfavorable situation, make the best out of a situation. And if you teach your child properly, they will gain wisdom that will give them the best chance of coming back home. And that's all we can do. These days, you just have to instill in your child was what? Teaching the rope of how to rock like this. And it's up to the child to gain it, to get back
See,
home. But we can't be there all the time to just say, hey, what
and
I say gonna
I like Jay had a good question, but I have one pushback. And then when he say properly evaluate your child, and what I'm saying is some teachings go across the rail. Some teachings that you have to teach that child goes on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one side. It's not like I got to analyze my child and know how to act when she get pulled over by the police. You feel what I'm saying? I know how to act because I did it for 30, 40 years. You feel what I'm saying? So I can tell my child what's the best way to get through. No. Best way ain't always, trying to whip out your phone and record. See, now everybody doing that. The best way, if you get pulled over, take your recorder or camera on your phone.
Comply.
You can hit record, but you can sit it down. You ain't got to try to point it in the officer face or none of that type of stuff. You can put it down there so it can record your conversation with this officer. You ain't got to point it. You ain't got to be all ignorant with it. But see, what we do is we try to comply to today's standards on what they think you should do because you watching somebody and they this is illegal and this and that. They watching so many TikTok videos, but this person got away with talking to the officer crazy and all kind of stuff.
You don't know that they were probably in their home.
You got to evaluate the right thing to make your child come home by giving her the basic. Don't do this. Don't do that. Listen, follow commands. See, this all the stuff should happen before the cop get there. You shouldn't be grabbing your phone, doing all this stuff when the cop get there. You should have everybody's phone. They know exactly where their phone is. They don't know what nothing else is.
Right.
Hit the camera, boom. Hit record, boom. Now you prepare for that cop to come up to your door and start asking you questions and all that old type of stuff. You answer. You don't try to get smart. You don't try to tell the cop that he ain't doing his job right. You don't fight. See, what my lawyer and all that used to tell me, do not try to play judge and jury outside in that car at that time. That's what a courtroom for. That's for the courtroom for you. All you gotta do is take your information down and you answer them, yes, sir, no, sir, be respectful, all that, and you make it to the courtroom. And that's the problem. We got to have a general place to tell them how to do this, how to do that. And no, it's no in between. It's no, I got to teach, I don't know, I got to teach them a software that does it. Nuh-uh. Don't do this shit. Don't do this shit. And don't do this shit. If that cop make it before you hit your video on, don't be trying to tell, I got to record her. You know, all that boy, they tell you to be your ass still. Do not move. Do not fucking move.
Do that.
Do what the fuck they say. If they tell you put your hands on your wheel, put your motherfucking hands on the wheel. Don't start asking them, why? What you putting me over for? Man, shut the fuck up. All that shit is to be fought in the court of law. Only thing you got to do is tell them, if they ask you to search your car, say no. That's it. I do not consent to a search. Now, if they do it anyway, that's on them because you don't even know how they police move. Sometimes they do what the hell they want to do, regardless what you talking about.
Yeah.
So you just got to move something. You just got to move like an OG telling you how to move. You can't just do what you want to do. And that's the problem. They want to incorporate this TikTok. We can talk back to the police type shit in this shit, and that ain't working. That ain't working with our culture or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Chantel said, Amen. And then once church said again, Amen. Okay. All right. I ain't that good. I ain't that good. Come on with it.
So we are not letting technology raise our children. That's what kids are now. You ever been? I've been to a doctor's office, and the kids are sitting there with their parent, and you see the children with the phone, iPad, whatever. I seen them at church, or church going on, children on the phone and iPads and tablet, while the parents is paying attention to the word. What we here for? We could have stayed home and let little John play on his phone, but that's what
Right.
we doing now. Chantel said, I remember when the court system gave people the choice between jail or the military when they was going down the wrong path.
Yeah. Well, all I'm gonna say is I've been in the military.
Thank you for your service.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Come on with it.
We can't avoid hard conversations. If it gets hard, we got to talk about it. There are so many children that would love to talk about sex and didn't want to because they didn't feel comfortable with talking to the parent about it. And that's something we need to talk to our children about. It's more about girls getting pregnant or boys out here having babies early. We need to talk to them about everything that comes with it. Not only the diseases, but the behavior from doing those things. I have a situation I saw, a young girl. She's with another young man, and her mother. Okay, she had a problem with the boy. So when she had a problem with the boy, instead of leaving, they just caused a little conflict. They into it, the boy and the girl, they fighting or whatever. So she called her mother. And her mother pulled up with her mother and like another sibling. Everybody jumped out with guns. Nobody understood the situation. And this person was trying to save the young girl from taking some pills to be unalive. And in doing so, she was angry that they were trying to stop her. So she called her parents and said this person was, you know, being aggressive towards her. And they came with the guns. But in actuality, he was trying to save her life from what she was trying to do. So a lot of times we have to not just listen to everything somebody bring, and you drive up with guns or you pull up with guns, and you can make yourself not be safe, jumping into situations that's unknown. So a lot of times we have to have these talk with our children. So if you're feeling this type of way at somebody's house is not family, what was wrong with this child discussing this with mommy? Like, mommy, I need you to come and save me, but you couldn't talk to mommy that the way you're feeling about what you were just dealing with.
Yeah. And then to add on that, I think a lot of times we don't think about what's going on at the time that'll save us out of the situation. Sometimes we be sitting up there and we think about a situation, but we don't think about it, the real deal of the situation, because like you said, a lot of situations we don't come in with the right talking
Mindset.
point, mindset, and sometimes it just take you. I'm trying to figure out the right word to say. Sometimes when you talking about something and you really don't want to go down that road of kind of like really avoiding the conversation. You really want to kind of make it. How can I say that? I think a lot of conversation. Sometimes we got to realize that it's not gonna be easy to talk about stuff, but it got to be talked about. And I think a lot of people um sometimes you can't see sometimes you can't see what's really going on because of the situation. Um a lot of times we looking at a situation and it might look like it's all okay. It might look, just like Jay was saying. Sometimes you feel like you had to come to this different child a little different. We know we always got to approach every conversation different with whoever we dealing with. But it's basics. What I'm saying is, it's basics in that thing that you got to give the real conversation that you don't really want to. You got to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It a lot of people feel like, okay, if I talk to them like this, they're gonna come off like this or this and that. But sometimes you got to talk to them in a certain kind of way that'll save their life later on. It's just like when a child burn his hand on the stove. That's a hard lesson, but it's a lesson learned that can save him on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like every time that child go near a stove, now you know what he gonna say? Hot,
Hot.
hot. He learned from that time that he got burnt or whatever, and it's ingrained in him because it was a hard lesson. You know what I'm saying? When you learn
It was
something
it was
hard,
a hot lesson.
right? But it's a hard lesson, just like if a child ever gets shot, electrical thing, he try to stick something in there and get shot. He gonna he ain't gonna never touch it no more. You know what I'm saying? So people
Right.
got to realize like that. You know what I'm saying? Like look at it in a different way. Once a person figure out something that they shouldn't be doing, sometimes they never do it again. You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes when somebody take the wrong thing, a pill or anything, and they get them too fucked up or something, they be like, "Oh, I ain't never doing that no more." You know what I'm saying? And they learn a hard lesson like that. They catch them.
Chantel said, I totally agree. She said the girls don't even know how to count their calendar. I talk about it all the time.
Mm.
Chantel, that's the option that's coming back. Serve a sentence of jail or serve the service. Either way, they're both a sentence of serving trauma mentally, emotionally, and physically. Oh, wow. That's the way to put it. Jay said that's evaluating. I say properly because most of us are too busy a lot of times of that. Should pay attention to how curious, hard headed, hot and ass, gullible, blinded by excitement, etc., or any emotional characteristics that distinguish a child. We got to put in work early, teach them when they are young. 90% of the children's actions is a result of our teaching or failure of attention.
Yeah. And that's why I say you got to give them attention. You got to talk to them. And like you said, that hot and ass, all I know how to solve that is a couple ways. You know what I'm saying? Blind to excitement, that no word, that word no. And stand on it. Because some people say no, send them to the room. They done jumped out the window and went to the party. You in there asleep on Facebook, don't even know the child gone. You know what I'm saying? It's that attention too of that child knowing that you care and you gonna always be there trying to lead them. You know, that part. Come on with it.
The parents should talk to the teachers and staff at the child's school. Ask them how their child or children act among their peers. Your child can be an angel at home, but a demon at school. I hate that parents have to jump through loopholes to observe their children now. I rolled up on mine and watched them through a little window. Now parents will try and fight other children for a beef with their child. That's why. If there's anything else, you have to continue.
Well, I don't know if I don't want grown-ups being able to roll up and look through the window. So that means anybody can roll up and just peek through the window. I understand what you're saying though, but
But she said back
sometimes you
in the
got
day, you can't do that now, probably. But I'm just saying, she's saying back in the day, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, but a lot of things back in the day that you could do, you can't do now, and we got to
Mhm.
respect that. You know what I'm saying? And just like we can track the hell out of them kids now, you couldn't do that back in the day either. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, come on with it.
So we are not preparing kids for the hard times. And that's what we got to face. If you can handle it by
That's the
yourself or
problem.
not.
We can handle that good time, but we are not telling them about the bad times, the times that they really, don't know nothing about. Cause see, it's the same thing when you deal with friends, family, anything. It's easy for everybody to be talking, be getting so well and not getting along so well in the good time. It's when you mad at each other, the hard times hit that you really know how much somebody don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to pay attention what's going on around you instead of just throwing yourself out there like you know, and you really don't. Come on with it.
So we can't defend bad behavior instead of addressing it. Kids don't learn responsibility without correction. So we have to correct our children first so they can understand and know the responsibility that they're supposed to even have.
I agree. Come on with it.
We are too soft on kids. Yeah, probably so. I know us as
Yeah,
women, some of us may be soft. On grandchildren, they just hit different.
I agree. Come on with it.
So, conflict between parents, absent parent, or unstable households can make it harder to provide consistent guidance and emotional security. Yeah, we can't be having
Yeah.
conflicts when it comes to the children, even if you're
Yeah.
absent. Think about it. That's your
Stepdad and
child.
all. They talking about all them folks. The
Yeah, it's
stepdaddies and
everybody.
all. Yeah.
Everybody. Everybody.
Read that.
Jay said, you can say no, but you got to go further. Make that child understand why it's no. Try to teach them the possibilities that can result from yes. I always say, what is a good teacher who speaks, but lessons have to be taught? What good is a teacher who speaks, but lessons have to be taught? Okay, yeah, I agree. Okay.
I can agree with that.
Yep.
I read about my.
We have to teach our children emotional control. They can't spaz out every time they get mad. I hear so many kids talking about on this, on that, on my mama, on my daddy, on this. You don't even know what you're talking about. You calling out letters, you on this, you on that. Do you know what you're really saying? If you get with a person that coincide with the knowledge of what you're saying, can you really hold up for it? So they around here
Yeah.
getting angry and they start talking to these teachers or upper professionals like, with no respect.
Come on.
We're not stable, and the kids see that and lose a little respect when they think they are doing better than you. And we have so many like that. I had a young man, his mom was trying to give him marriage advice. So she's a mother of like three children. They're all adults now. But he's married. He's been married for at least about 10 years. And she tried to give him marriage advice. He was like, how can you give me marriage advice and you never been married? He said, you don't even have a man. She was like, but I know. So hey,
And that's
put yourself in those situations with these kids, they lose respect, not just respect, but they feel like they're experiencing something that you hadn't, or you hadn't even had the opportunity to show them. Yeah.
hard. But and then to go on that, I think a lot of kids they around here, they looking at mom and dad, and they sit up there telling them how they should move and do all, and then they looking at their account and they looking at their mama account. They be like, I got more money than my mom, my daddy, and then sometimes they looking at you and they saying, what, I got a better ride, I got a better this, or you ain't doing too good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And people got to realize when you think about trying to demand your kid do something, you got to realize what boat you in, because the child are looking at you, and if you ain't even in a good situation yourself, it's hard for a child to sit back and listen to you coach them on how their situation should be, and you not in a good situation. It's a lot
Yeah.
of people out there that be mad with a car, and they child got 3 cars, and you up here trying to tear it in. What's up? Okay, we got somebody coming on the thing. This and that. I think that's right. Let me see. You ready? Yellow. Hit your mute off. Oh,
They ran away. Oh man.
at least they got it right. I got another amen. I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna put it back out there. Shoot, we almost had somebody on this thing ready to go. Ting the team. I threw the link back out there just in case somebody wanted to come on right quick or whatever before we get off this thing. All right. It's how they say it's up and it's up and it's up and it's up. Oh, okay, my bad. How they do that? How they say? How they do? Cause I'm still looking for what he say for the link. I just put the link up right there. You can hit the link right there. It said, "What is this stream about?" It said it jumped on the screen. Didn't even know what the stream about.
Well, hey, we're talking about, are we doing a good job raising our kids? And can our children make it without us? And so it's just an open conversation if you care to join.
Yeah. Yep. Cause if you're not ready to join, we ready to get out of here in a minute. They one of them. This one of them. How they say? One of them nights. We done put the link up there. This guy. Look,
And all
I
you have to
could
do
say,
is click on it.
yeah. I look. I thought we didn't have it up there right, but once I see somebody jump on, them, I'm like, hey, hold on, player. Something got to be right. Okay. That part. But how they say? Hold on, let me see what the people I got to say.
It's in the Facebook and YouTube post and comment.
Yeah, it's in both of them. Did he said I want to join, but I can't speak English well, so I might pay it.
Oh man.
I understand. I understand. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But yeah, you should be able to. Boy, you should hit in them licks, Mr. Know It All, the Michael Hunsucker, Mr. Yeah, you should be
On
able
either
to hit.
YouTube. But I don't know if your comments are open on YouTube, so they probably can't see it there. You don't have your YouTube comments open.
Put that thing up too. Put that damn pole back up. Since I think I know what I'm doing. Put that pole back up. Oh, that old type of stuff. Yeah. Well, you got anything else you want to say? Cause I can't make them jump on the show.
That's all right. I'm with you. I'm good.
Okay, well,
My
so
points have been made. Well, hey, we thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's been well, and we're going to give you some time back. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on next Tuesday at 9 o'clock p.m. So be there or be square. Isn't that your word?
all that and a cup of tea too.
All of that.
So I'd say nah, I'm still looking at the bottom, but until I see somebody jump on that thing, let me see. He said that's exactly. He said that's exactly what it is. The YouTube comments aren't open. I got to
Yeah.
figure
Yeah,
out about.
you can't comment on YouTube. I hear it all the time. They can't communicate on your YouTube because you have it
No, that
locked.
is YouTube. That's YouTube where he's coming on.
No, it's not. It's Facebook.
No, that's
He's coming.
the dude.
He's coming.
The babe, what's
Well,
name? That's YouTube. This one is
well,
YouTube right here.
listen. You don't have it open for. You just check your settings on YouTube. Do that. Okay.
I didn't check them, but well, we'll try to figure it out though.
Yeah, just try to figure that out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Cause ain't no way everybody used to jump on here live back in the day, and
That's
all of a
probably why
sudden
we
don't.
hadn't heard from what's the guy name that come through YouTube? I can't remember his name. Chris. Remember that guy? He used to be a guy,
Yeah,
Chris, used to come through YouTube.
somebody Christopher Smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, see, he's
is it-
back on Facebook doing it.
yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna make sure I look. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
How they say?
Trip all big splash, baby, you can see it. Yeah.
Listen, Linda. Listen. Okay, what? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Please. I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes. Look at you.
Got him! Got him!
Be
cold. She belongs to the streets.
Bye, Felicia.
Y'all stanch.
Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga. That's a punk move. Don't be worried about the straw, dude. Use you and I'ma do I. So the boy got a paint job with a clear coat and some fall guy. The girlfriend need to took a beat. I was fresh meat, no big five. Give me win and Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee, but I'm shooting 3. Put sweat in it 2 degrees. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tee. Open up, let me splash it, brother. I ain't worried that.
All right now. You ain't got to go home, but you got to find somewhere else to do. I guess I'll try to catch the last of this little game or something wise on. I will see y'all next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. And we out of here. Peace.